Welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, where it's still raining in Crossbell and we still have jobs to do before we visit Ashley at Nine Valleys. Anyway, Oscar. Hey Oscar, we saw that you needed some help from the SSS. There you are, Lloyd. I was wondering when you'd show up. Sorry to keep you waiting. Would you mind giving us more details on your request? Well, technically, it's not so much my request as it's little Momo's over there. You know, Talis' daughter? It's been raining all day, so she brought her umbrella along to run some errands. And, well... Where's my pink umbrella go? It was really special to me too. And there you have it. Yeah, that about explains things. Have you already searched the bakery and its immediate surroundings? Of course we did. Oscar and I looked everywhere. That's how we came across this. Bennett pulled out a pink umbrella. But wait a second. Is that not Momo's umbrella? That's what I assumed at first, but look here. Bennett showed the umbrella's handle to the group. It reads Meiling. Now I get it. Someone grabbed the wrong umbrella and took it with them by mistake? Yeah, I had the exact same thought. Fewer people come shopping on rainy days, so it's easy to remember who's been in the bakery today. But this Meiling doesn't ring any bells. That's why we called the SSS. I was hoping you guys could find Meiling and trade her umbrella for Momo's. Think you can help her out? Absolutely, we're on the case. We'll track that umbrella down before you know it. Awesome, I knew I could count on you, Lloyd. First we need a clue about who this Meiling may be. Do you have any ideas, Lloyd? Is it possible that you guys have met her once before? Maybe? If you at least knew what part of the city she's from, that would narrow things down. Meiling is that girl that always stands with her brother on East Street. With her baby speech stuff. Well, I definitely recognize the name, but the question is from where? I think Meiling lives on East Street. On East Street. She's the little girl we always see standing outside, right? If I remember correctly, she's also a granddaughter of Chairman Morse from a Business Owners Association. You're right, we've spoken to her several times, come to think of it. She's an older brother named Roy as well. I don't suppose they came shopping here together? Oh, actually, yeah, I do remember a pair of siblings swinging by a bit ago. So they're Chairman Morse's grandkids, huh? Guess I should have recognized them. Well, now that I've solved that mystery, you guys should take Meiling's umbrella with you. Here you are. Meiling's umbrella. Just exchange that one for Momo's when you find her. Best of luck there, Lloyd. You find it for me, right, mister? Of course, Momo. We'll be back with your umbrella in no time. Why don't we pay Chairman Morse a visit? He should know where Meiling is. Right, his house is at the end of East Street. Let's head on over and see what we can find. Yeah, of course, she's not standing outside today. Hello, Mrs. Parler. Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting visitors on a rainy day like this. Sorry about that. There's something I wanted to ask you. Do you recognize this? I most certainly do. That belongs to our little Meiling, doesn't it? Are you here to return it? Well, come to think of it, could have sworn she had her umbrella when she came home from a bakery. Well, about that. Lloyd explained the umbrella swap and how they were searching for Momo's umbrella. Oh dear, so that's what this is all about. I hope poor little Momo's alright. Would you happen to know where your granddaughter is right now, ma'am? She doesn't seem to be around. She and her brother Roy are out for a walk right now, which means she has Momo's umbrella with her. But unfortunately, I didn't think to ask where they were heading. I'm terribly sorry about that. Sounds like we just missed her then. They couldn't have gone very far in this rain. If they're not on East Street, then Central Square, the Downtown District, and the Harbor District are the likely candidates. Yes, that sounds about right. Keep an eye out for Roy's green umbrella or Meiling's pink one. Or Momo's, I suppose. Pink and green. Good taste. That should be easy enough for us to pick out. Right, let's begin our search. Thank you all for your help, Mum. Not at all, dear. You're always welcome to visit. He's busy. So I doubt they will be in the downtown district. That doesn't seem like Meiling. I don't think Roy is irresponsible enough to take her there. Man, where are you, Meiling? Excuse us, but would you happen to be Roy? Yeah, that's me. Can I help you? We're with the Crosby Police, Special Support Section. Lloyd explained there was a mix-up between Meiling and Momo's umbrellas. Ah, jeez, I had no idea. Meiling must have taken it by mistake and not realized. They look so similar, you know? Sorry about that. I guess we should exchange them as soon as we can. Speaking of which, where is Meiling right now? Weren't the two of you taking a walk? We were, but she kinda strong-armed me into a game of hide-and-seek. I told her it was a bad idea since it was raining, but she wouldn't take no for an answer and, well... Yeah, I kinda lost her. She's a pro at hiding, and I can't seek for crap, so I can't really say how long this will take. That's unfortunate. Well, in that case, how about we help you find her? For real? That would be awesome. I'm not sure where she's hiding, but I don't think she'd leave the harbor district. I doubt she went into any buildings either. That probably isn't going to be easy, but I appreciate you guys lending me a hand. Not at all. We're always up for a challenge. Let the Meiling hunt begin. I have an idea where she is. There's a corner around here. Yep, there she is. Well, what do we have here? Gotcha! Ah, you found me! Wait, you're not my big brother. Who are you? Professional mailing finders. Well put. I'll go get Roy. Marcy called Roy over to Mailing's hiding spot. Lloyd then told Meiling about the mix-up between her and Momo's umbrellas. And that's why we're looking for you. Ah, so I made a whoopsie then. I didn't mean to take the wrong umbrella. That's alright, Meiling. Just return it and then make sure it gets back to its rightful owner. Okay, here you go. Alright then, let's trade. Meiling took the correct umbrella and returned Momo's. Thank you, Meiling. Uh-huh. Someday I say sorry to Momo myself. Well, aren't you a mature one? Yeah, she really is, huh? If I was more like Meiling, I'd probably be working a second job or a first one for that matter. Anyway, thanks for the help, you two. We'll be sure to return Momo's umbrella. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Hey Lloyd, how did things go? Great, mission accomplished. Here you go, Momo. This is my umbrella. The one my dad bought just for me. Thank you, you're my heroes. You're very welcome. We're just glad we could help. That's another case closed then. Thanks for the help, gang. I knew we could count on you. We'll make sure to put in another request the next time we need help. Anytime. That's what we're here for, after all. Catch you later, Oscar. Quest Blunder My Umbrella completed. Alright, Momo. Why don't I walk you home? You didn't forget anything in the store this time, did you? No, but... I think the bread you baked is already cold now. Hey, don't you start tearing up again. I make you no love, no, so none of that, okay? You're so nice, Miss Bennett. Why don't we have umbrellas? I sent Momo off to the bakery on an errand. She's taken an awfully long time though. It could be that she got confused. Maybe I should have been more clear about which bread to buy. There's still some decorations I haven't turned in yet. And the other was at the Civic Center, the other quest we have, right? Yeah. So that is administrative district. Welcome to the Crossbar Civic Center. Oh, pardon me, SSS. Thank you very much for coming. Hello. We're here about the request you sent in. We also have a few new members helping us out today. A pleasure. It's nice to meet you. And you as well. The Civic Center, it feels a little weird having to call it that now. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that this isn't City Hall anymore. It'll take some getting used to for sure. They've already relocated to their new building now that it's nearing completion. That said, the Civic Center will continue to operate as a branch office of sorts for the local government. In that sense, it's still a terrific resource for the community, the way it's been. That's good to know. Yes, and this reception desk will continue to serve as a point of contact for a variety of residential and municipal services. Attempts to notify the population of this have gone largely unnoticed, however. We've gotten quite a lot of confused inquiries as a result. Sorry, that's not what you came here for. Not a problem, sounds like you have your work cut out for you. Bureaucracy just couldn't get more dull though, could it? If it were up to me, I'd have given this place a little entertainment district fair. Maybe make it a watering hole for public officials. The civil service by daylight, nightclub by moonlight. I'm sure the SSS would have been more popular than ever if we spearheaded that. That doesn't sound like a kind of popularity we want. What would our support request even be? Our duty is to protect and serve the people, Vazi, not to prepare and serve alcohol. It's kind of fun to picture though. Anyway, Lloyd, aren't you forgetting the reason we came here? Oh right, sorry, about that support request. Yes, allow me to explain. I'm sure you all know what a change of residence notice is, correct? Anyone moving in or out of Crossbar City is required to file one. Recently, however, we noticed some suspicious names on several forms. Suspicious? How? Well, you see, they didn't belong to anyone registered within the city. We checked each instance we came across, but none of them matched any citizens or corporate bodies in our records. With that in mind, I was hoping you could look into the addresses these suspicious names are filed on them. Just to be safe, I would also like you to check on the former residents as well. In other words, you want us to confirm the status of the previous and current occupants of every location. If there's even the slightest possibility this is a criminal matter, then we can't afford to ignore it. A situation like this calls for a full investigation. We won't leave a single stone unturned. I assume you have a list of the suspicious addresses in question. But do you happen to know the whereabouts of each of the previous occupants as well? Unfortunately, only one of them notified us of their new place of residence. The others are completely unaccounted for. Naturally, that's where our sleuthing comes in. Let's start by checking each address and the previous occupant we know the location of. We might learn something about the other former residents during our investigation. Yeah, that should work. Do you have some sort of list you can work off of? Of course, I made copies of each of the forms for you in advance. Okay, we'll hold on to these. Looks like we have a total of 3 places of interest. The first is in the residential district. Ellie, do you recognize this address? Let's see. Oh, that's the house right next to my grandfather's. The residents are the Highbloods? Is that the name of a company? A stockbroker named Bond was living there with his family last I remember. Yeah, that's the name listed as a previous tenant. A stockbroker named Bond. Wasn't he one of the Gnosis victims during the cult incident? Yes, I'm certain of it. I heard he and his family went through a rough patch after the incident, but I wasn't aware they moved. That's worrisome. Do you suppose they got wrapped up in some kind of trouble? We can't know for sure, but Don did submit a change of residence notice. It says he moved to East Street on the 2nd floor of the Arcadia Apartments. That's just to the left of the Bracer Guild. The residential district and East Street. That's 2 places on our agenda so far. The next address is also on East Street. I know this one. It should belong to the Fisherman's Guild. Wait, what? What's wrong? The reform says the current occupant is the Imperial Fishing Club. I don't think I've ever heard of them before. You're a member of the Fisherman's Guild, aren't you, Lloyd? Have you other members said anything about this? Well, I've been kind of busy lately, so I haven't had nearly as much time for fishing as I'd like. There's also no new address listed for the Fisherman's Guild. Maybe they just changed their name? I guess we find out when we get there. The final address is on the first floor of Lotus Heights in the downtown district. The name of a previous resident was Gaitner. There's no current residence listed for him either. The new tenant is a Mr. Sean Arnham. Wait, why does it sound so familiar? Maybe because it's the name of a famous fairy tale author. What? He's the man who wrote Mark and the Witch of the Deep Forest. It's one of the library's most popular children's series. Remember, Lloyd, we ran across that name while investigating LoH. Yeah, that's right. It was a password for one of the doors, wasn't it? Wow, well, I can't believe a famous author would choose to live downtown. Me neither, considering he's been dead for years now. Right, I knew it. Not to rub it in, but this sounds like the sort of thing you should have caught when our Phantom Penman turned in his form. I can't apologize enough for that. We do try to be careful about these things, I swear. We understand. It must be a busy time for the Civic Center with a new mayor in office, not to mention the relocation. Yeah, the ones who should be apologizing are the people who submitted these forms. Yeah, yes, I suppose you're right. Not to worry, the SSS is on the job. Let's get this investigation started, everyone. We report back once we verified the situation of each of these addresses. Thank you so much. I'm counting on you. Ostensible ownership. Okay, let's begin with a residential district. This the car was delinquents were driving yesterday, isn't it? What is it doing here? I'm not sure, but I have a bad feeling about this. Next to the McDowell estate. This must be the place. Excuse me, is anyone home? No luck. Is the door locked? No, actually, it's open. I hear some voices inside too. Maybe they're so busy talking that they didn't notice us? Why don't they just stroll in? They wouldn't have left it open if they wanted to keep us out. And besides, this is official police business in a way. That doesn't mean we can barge into people's homes whenever we want. But we are in dire need of some answers, so we don't have a choice. Let's go inside and make our presence known. Man, the three of us were like a hen on wheels out there. Nothing like a little rainy morning drift racing, huh? No kidding, my heart's still pounding like crazy. By the way, Reggie, what happened to those girls you called? Oh yeah, they should be here any moment now. See, what did I tell you? Ha, perfect timing. Wait, aren't you those cops from yesterday? What the hell are you doing here? You were three who were arrested for reckless driving. Can't you explain exactly what's going on here? I think we just stumbled on a burglary in progress. Caught hand-handed. Let's book them. What are you going on about? Why would we be laying around like this if we were here to rob the place? More importantly, who let you flatfoots in here to begin with? This is our property. Where do you get off barging in like this? Your property, you mean? That would make them the new residents. Excuse us, gentlemen, we're here on official police business. There's a few things we need to ask you. This shouldn't take long. So let me get this straight. The three of you came to Crossbed to get some real-world experience. Then you came across this house for sale by looking for a place to stay, and you were here bought it on a whim. Do I have it correct? That's right. Finally get it through your skulls? just one more thing. The residency form is listed under the name Highbloods. What's that about? Yeah, you wanna know? That's what we call our dynamic trio. It's cause we've got noble blood coursing through our veins. Pretty sick name for three guys blessed by the goddess, huh? Damn straight, all our dads are high ups in the Worm Company. As a matter of fact, Yui is one of the board of directors. He should be groveling at our feet. Couldn't have put it better myself. Oh, finally. Hello, ladies. Oh, now these are the real deal. Pardon, which one of you is Mr. Highbloods? Oh, we're not interrupting, are we? No, not at all, girls. They're just leaving. Well, take a hike already, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Okay, we get the message. Looks like we're in for a good time. I wouldn't mind staying behind a bit. They struck me as spoiled brats, coasting on their parents' money. It's a shame that such a beautiful home fell into their hands. I can't imagine this is what Bond wanted. Nothing about their contract sticks out to me as illegal, though. It's frustrating, but there's nothing more we can do about it. True enough, we should just leave them alone for now. Anyway, that's all we need to check in the residential district. Should we pay Bond a visit now, Lloyd? I'd like to hear his side of the story. Same. I'm worried about how his family's doing. Okay, let's go see them on their new home on East Street. They're staying at the Arcadia Apartments. The car must belong to that trio. They don't deserve a ride this nice. Anyway, East Street. Now the only free apartment is the one Estelle and Joshua moved out of. You're such a well-behaved girl, Marie. Here, have some pets as a reward. Oh, we have visitors. I remember you. Hello, we're the Crossbill Police, Special Support Section. You're Bond, correct? We met during the cult incident? Yes, of course. I'm in your debt for rescuing me from that terrible fortress. You even once helped our little Sonita find Marie, too. I've been wanting to express my gratitude to you all this time. You have my deepest thanks. And mine as well. Our family owes you a great deal for all you've done for us. Not at all, we are only doing our duty. I'm glad to see you all in good health. If only because of you and your team, but I digress. Was there a particular reason you came to visit today? There is actually. The SSX explained their investigation to Bond and asked for the details of his relocation. I see, so you four are investigating dubious change of residence forms. I take it you'd like to hear the details on how I sold our old home then? Yes, sorry to pry, but we need to confirm that it was all above board. It's fine, I understand where you're coming from. The sad truth of the matter is that we had to sell off the house to help repay our debt. The buyer turned out to be the same real estate agency we originally purchased from. Everything about the transaction was legitimate. So as far as I know, nothing remotely illegal occurred at all. That's a relief to hear. I do have a question, however. You have no obligation to answer, and I understand if you'd rather not. But would you mind divulging how it is your family fell into debt? Well, as you may already suspect, it was a consequence of my actions this past spring. My memories from then are still a blur. I made some ill-advised investments while under the influence of those horrible blue pills. After the incident, our lives came crashing down, and we fell into serious debt. I'm so sorry. It's alright, believe it or not, I feel blessed after everything that happened. Thankfully, I was able to cover most of the debt by selling all of our assets. Since I personally took on the losses, I was fortunate enough to keep my job. Most importantly, my wife and daughter stayed with me through it all. They still love their fool of a husband and father. Dear, you promise to not say things like that again? We are family, nothing will change that. You made a vow, remember? For better or worse, for richer, for poorer. Oh, Krail, you truly are the love of my life. I'm so grateful to have you and Sonita. Dear, please, not while we have company. Wow, you two really have something special. They say home is where the heart is. As long as you're together, where you live doesn't really matter, does it? A bit of a grandiose way to put it, but yes, I suppose you're right. Anyway, I've been working hard at making a fresh start and keeping my nose clean. I'll be sure to pay off the rest of our debt too, for my wife and daughter's sakes. Oh, darling. You're a good man, Bond. Please let us know if you ever require our assistance again. That's right, we'll be there for you. I'm grateful that you would go to such lengths for me. I'll be sure to call the SSS if we happen to need your help. So, was that all you needed? I'd be happy to answer any other questions you might have. No, that's okay. We got what we came here for. Thank you for your cooperation. Shall we get going then? That would be for the best. We'll show ourselves out. It was nice seeing you, Bond. We'll be rooting for you and your lovely family. Much appreciated. I'll do what I can. As will we. Oh, hello. Were you speaking with Mother and Father? That's right. The six of us were having a nice chat together. You have wonderful parents, Sunita. You think so too? They've been closer than ever now, especially after we moved. I couldn't ask for better parents. Isn't that right, Marie? Yeah. It sounds like Marie agrees. Yeah, I'm happy for them. Anyway, that confirms the whereabouts of Bond and his family. Let's get back to investigating the rest of the addresses on our list. So, when we had the Fisherman's Guild, or former Fisherman's Guild. Currently under renovation, Imperial Fishing Club. Same as last time we came. Are you sure you don't know what happened here, Lloyd? Not a clue. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with the Fisherman's Guild at all recently. Oh, hold on. It looks like the door's unlocked. Smarmy little, and you call yourself a fisherman? What he said? We're not going to stand for you strong-arming us like this. Did you hear that, Lloyd? I recognize those voices. Let's check it out. Excuse us. Oh, and who might you be? Wait. It's Lloyd! You came just about the right time. Go ahead and tell them, Lloyd. The Crossbow Bunch of a Fisherman's Guild is a place where all anglers are supposed to stand together as comrades, rod to rod. Back up, what's going on here? So you belong to the Fisherman's Guild, do you? Have you come to voice your petty grievances as well? Well, it's true I'm a member, but... Lloyd flashed his detective note to the man and explained that we were in the middle of an official investigation. You're investigating suspicious addresses. I suppose that's true. We submitted the residency form before registering as a business. Allow me to introduce myself then. My name is Lord Lake Lord III, otherwise known as the heir to Erebonia's Lake Lord Company, the leading fishing equipment manufacturer in all of Zemuria. As for the Imperial Fishing Club, it is none other than the professional angler association that I represent. The Lake Lord Company. Have you heard of it, Lloyd? Yeah, any fisherman who has his bait would be familiar with the Lake Lord name. Like you said, it's the #1 fishing gear brand on the continent. You can't cast a rod anywhere without seeing their stuff. Wow, is that prolific? But what business would an heir to an Imperial company have in Crossbell? That business, of course, is to further expand the reach of my glorious Imperial Fishing Club. You're standing in our newest foothold. Here, it's all in the fine print, officers. Let's take a look at that. It's a rental agreement for this business. Everything here checks out. The current tenant is the Imperial Fishing Club. Ha, now do you understand? You can't let him get away with this, Lloyd. He's trying to usurp a Fisherman's Guild. Usurp? That's right, he snatched that lease away from Wenchman & Sheldon without even discussing it with him. That cockabully spared no mirror convincing the real estate company to transfer it over. We might have been a tad forceful, but I assure you that we followed all legal processes. Furthermore, this establishment was being wasted on commoners such as yourself. The fishermen's guild views angling as no more than a hobby or pastime. That's to say nothing of your shoddy equipment. Hey, don't forget I'm a member too. This discussion is over. We've made our case perfectly clear. Now, kindly leave so you can report back to this sergeant of yours. I leave the rest to you, Salem. Yes, sir. Don't run away, you coward! That's right, this isn't over! Something tells me he isn't coming back. How did this even happen? We can't just let them get away with it. Right, stealing our branch out from under us crosses every fishing line at once. Branch manager Sergeant's going to want to hear about this too. He'll know what to do. Hey Peter, what's going on? I'm still a little confused. Oh, that's right, you've been absent for a while, Lloyd. First things first, let's get out of his way and talk somewhere else. I'll call the branch manager and have him meet us at the Garant Jasper in the back alley. We'll be sure to wait for you, Lloyd. The two of us are gonna go on ahead for now. See you then. I wonder what caused all this. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to have to follow up if we want an answer. Let's head to the Jasper. Back alley. Garant. Hey Lloyd, glad to see you made it. Sorry to drag you out all this way. Now that you're all here though, it's time to begin the meeting. First, we have to fill you in on the details, Lloyd. To this, our guild branch has been on hiatus these last few months. You can think of it as a self-imposed suspension. Suspension? Yep. It's because the man behind that horrible incident, Joachim, was one of our members. Once the dust settled, we all decided to take some time off to re-examine ourselves. But his actions were his own. You shouldn't feel responsible for them. Sure, we weren't directly involved in the incident and certainly didn't do anything criminal, but Joachim was still one of our own, a guild brother. And yet, not once did we see any signs of a sinister man plotting beneath the surface. In all honesty, we owe a heavy debt to society for failing to notice. Sudden. Well, let's set that aside for now. About a week ago, I received a notice from a real estate agency that manages our building. Perhaps it was because of our hiatus, but they claimed the property was abandoned and declared our contract null and void. They then informed us that they'd signed a new contract with the Imperial Fishing Club. We tried to get in contact with the Imperial Fishing Club ourselves, but it didn't go well. And when we dropped by the ranch today, the representative was in there acting like he owned the place. I mean, sure, that's what the contract says, but we didn't learn the truth about it until today. The rest you already know, Lloyd. This is a little more complicated than I was expecting, but I think I understand the situation. Yes, our building has been usurped by the Imperial Fishing Club, headed by the heir of the Lake Lord Company himself. As a fellow angler, I take no issue with him wanting to expand the horizons, but not at our expense, especially not through the use of coercion. I don't even understand why they hate us so much in the first place. It's harassment, plain and simple. Still, what can we even do about it? Other than bide our time, nothing for now. Still, we can't just sit back and let this spell the end of a Fisherman's Guild's crossbow branch. And while it was shorter than I would have liked, we have no other choice but to end our hiatus. Then in that case, the crossbow branch of a Fisherman's Guild is officially back in business. Nice, I've been waiting for this. However, all members will be starting over at the amateur fisher rank. I'm also going to have to suspend the rank certification exam too. Huh? Wait, hold on a second? You can't be serious, can you? I mean, I'm a master fisher. Not anymore, you aren't. We're kicking things off with a clean slate, no exception. All that hard work. Oh, now it's not so bad, Copan. You move up the ranks in no time once the exam returns. Easy for you to say. You stalled out at the hobbyist fisher rank. Okay, let's settle down, Copan. I know how he feels for. I worked myself all the way up to being Questwell's divine angler. To make up for it, I'll supply you all with some new fishing gear. Here boys, take this. Primary rod, fishing notebook, some bait, and here's a little bonus for you, Lloyd, since you are our divine angler. More bait. Wow, thanks, son. Alright, I'll just leave you guys to it. As for me, I'm gonna get to work on finding us a new office. We meet up again soon. We can share any updates we have then, especially if they're about what the Imperial Fishing Club's up to. Yeah, got it. Well, that took a while, but we finally got to the bottom of what's happening at the old Fisherman's Guild building. Yeah, we've done all we can on this end. Let's get back to investigating the rest of the addresses. About fishing. You can fish where water ripples are. Press A when an exclamation mark pops for a catch. Fishing spots with in-course facility are located in the Harbor District and the Residential District. So, fishing works the same as in Zero, right? And the last one was in Downtown District. This place. Lotus hide in the Downtown District. This should be the place. Excuse me, is anyone home? No answer. Is it locked? Yeah, it's bolted tight. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but I feel like I can sense someone inside. Really? Are we all to pretend you're not home and maybe they go away trick? So what now? Is this part of where you get to barge in without a warrant? As much as I hate indulging you, we may have to consider it if there's no other option. What was that? The sound of someone tipping their hand. Which means your intuition was spot on. Let's give him one more chance. Excuse me, we know you're in there. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Someone step on. You don't suppose they bailed out the window? It would be a real problem if they did. Are you the ones making all that racket? What's going on here? Oh, sorry about that. We have a Cosplay Police Special Support Section. We're here to speak with the tenants of his apartment. Do either of you know who lives here? Well, of course I do, but before that... How about you start by telling us what's going on? Sure thing. Lloyd explained that the SOS was investigating suspicious changes of residents. So that's the way of it. You need the ID of a resident on this unit here. I think I may owe you all an apology in that case. Why? Well, to tell the truth, that used to be my apartment not too long ago. Ah, so you're Gaitner then. Yep, I'm the dummy who forgot to submit his change of residence notice. There should still be enough time to get one in, though. So consider the message received. I'll have it done by the end of the day. Thank you. That would be a great help. On that note, would you mind sharing with us why you chose to move? Cause it was a bit of a twist of fate, actually. I was working as a trader before I screwed up and lost everything a year ago. And that's how I wound up here. Recently, an old business associate of mine decided to lend me a hand after hearing about what had happened. They offered me a job in Calvert a couple of weeks ago and I accepted on the spot. If that's the case, what are you still doing here? Just dropping by. I figured I would thank everyone in the building who supported me when I needed it the most. I don't know where I'd be if not for them. It was nothing special, my friend. Alright, thanks for being honest with us, Gaitner. Now we just need to know more about the new resident. Ah, right. Is there something specific we should know about them? Well, the thing is, this particular tenant situation is a bit unusual. Let me have a try. Hello, this is Tanz. Anybody in there? If you are, mind opening up. These folks are here with the police. They're not here to hurt anybody. They just need to identify you. Ah. Open sesame. Hey. Do what you have to. Just try not to cause too much of a commotion. Of course. Thanks for your cooperation. Pardon us, sir. Are you here to mock me? Huh? I ask if you came to mock me. I'm sure you'd love nothing more than to stick it to the illustrious giant member who fell off his perch and into the gutter. Wait, I know you. This must be Representative Gable of the Imperial faction. Well, former representative anyway. You were lying low at St. Ursula after your corruption was exposed, as I recall. So you know my story. Well, you found me a man. What are you going to do with me now? I'll have you know, I'm completely broke, mirrorless. I wouldn't even be able to afford this apartment if not for the mercy of an old acquaintance of mine. Is this why you're here? To use me for what few connections I have left? No, of course not. We are only here to verify who the current occupant of this room is. So, just to confirm, Mr. Gable, that current occupant would be you, correct? Yes, you got the right of it. That's all we need to know. As long as there isn't anything illicit going on here, you're fine. I do have one question though. Why use such a ridiculous name on your change of residence form? Don't tell me you actually expected to fool anyone with a name like that. It was an instant red flag. That it was, unless we're dealing with the rise of a literal ghostwriter here. Right. To this, I've always been a big fan of Sean Arnham's. It was the only name I could come up with when I was staring at the form. So that's why. It's true that Sean Arnham's work is appropriate for all ages, I suppose. No shame in being young at heart. That's one way to spin it. Shut up! Just leave me be already. You got what you came here for? Now get out of my house. Yes, please excuse us. I think it's time, Lloyd. Right. Be going now. I never expected to run into Representative Gable of all people. All things considered, he may still be better off than some of the other former Diet members. Agreed. The ones who ended up getting arrested in the wake of a cult incident have it way worse. I'd say they got what they deserved, but good luck convincing them of that. The big takeaway here is that your past misdeeds will always come back to haunt you. That's just the way the world works. Still, I'm sure he can turn his luck around if he works hard and mends his old ways. I still have hope that Mr. Gable and all the other ex-representatives can be reformed and find peace. Hopefully Ernest can do the same too one day. Our leader isn't just fearless, he's also oh so compassionate. And on that note, why don't we go grab some drinks at Trinity? We could use a few after all the talking. We're still on duty, you know. Anyway, that takes care of everything we needed to check on downtown. I think we just about wrapped up our investigation, in fact. Let's head back to the Civic Center and give our report. Hello everyone. How goes your investigation of our suspicious addresses? It's all finished actually. We're here to give our report. Lloyd handed over a copied change of residence forms with their names corrected. Oh my, you all did a wonderful job. Interesting. 3 Calvadians moved into the residential district, while a group of Erebonians moved into East Street. As for the downtown district, what's this? Something wrong? No, not at all. I just wasn't expecting to see Mr. Gable's name here. I have mixed feelings about it, given how often I used to see him in this building before he fell out of favor. Strange. Despite his corruption, everything that happened with the Imperial faction, I just can't bring myself to hate him. I know exactly how you feel. He seems like a more straightforward person than most, at least, for better or worse. If only the man were half as wholesome as his taste of literature, maybe then he'd be better liked. I suppose I can't disagree. In any case, I believe this wraps up your investigation, SSS. The next step is for Residential Affairs to file the paperwork and sort everything out. Thank you for all your help today. You're welcome. We are always happy to be of service. Please let us know if there's ever anything else we can assist with. Ostensible ownership completed. Good, but I end this episode here, and next time we do an exploration. After that we visit 9 valleys, so that is the only place we won't go during the exploration, because that probably triggers the main quest. Anyway, until next time, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.